Hi everyone, my name is Kartik and my channel is about mental models. I hope you're enjoying my videos. If you are, then please subscribe to my channel, and as always, please like and share this video with everyone you know. In this video, I'm going to be talking about bubbles as a mental model. We may have heard of previously that house prices are in a bubble, the value is rising, or we might have even heard of the dot-com bubble. These are some examples. Bubbles are what is created when collective passions and eagerness for something overtake what the item is truly worth, which means that the price of that thing increases. This also means that the price of that thing in this scenario is driven by speculation and feelings rather than calculation. So why do people forget what things are actually worth? Well, there are a few contributors. Firstly, greed. We all want something, and sometimes if greed takes precedence over rational thought, then the outcome will be paying a higher price for the item. Secondly is the fear of missing out, or FOMO. Similar to greed, but slightly different. If we want something and the thing is also coveted by someone else, then we don't want to be the person who misses out. I mean, this is sort of a natural human sort of emotion. But again, because of that, we will be tempted or willing to pay a higher price for that something just so we don't miss out. Another factor is being sort of caught in the moment, or sort of excitement, the excitement of the moment. It may not be greed, or it may not be greed, the greed of having it, or the fear of missing out, but simply being carried away in the moment and not having some sort of checks and balances to the thinking will result in, again, paying more for the item than it's truly worth. All of these are factors, and there are probably many more that contribute to creating a bubble. Bubbles, though, are destructive. Let me take the dot-com bubble. The stock market valuations of internet-based companies basically ballooned. They just rose and rose and rose because many investors were eager to invest at any valuation in any dot-com company. Combination of all of these three things: greed, fear of missing out, and the excitement. However, ultimately, the bubble burst. And there were sort of a few reasons, but it was mainly because of the overvaluation of internet-related companies, investor sentiment and confidence decreasing in those internet-based companies, and the lack of sustainable business models. For this last one, the lack of sustainable business models, dot-com startups did not have financially viable business models, and because of that, they could not generate sustainable profits. So once investor capital had run out, and this happened very quickly, the businesses pretty much started to fold. After this, there was an economic downturn. Investors who had invested in these companies lost a lot of money. There was unemployment in the sector, and many companies needed to restructure or consolidate their business practices. So all in all, not a good outcome. But this is a mental model. And mental models are tools, frameworks, concepts that help us understand reality better in order to get to positive and better outcomes. So how does it apply here? Well, bubbles remind us that markets are driven by human emotions and beliefs. They also remind us that bubbles, this concept here, bubbles burst abruptly. And so what we want is not to be on the wrong side of the bubble. The way to do this is to see if there is a fear of missing out, or if there is greed, or you're being carried away in the moment, and sort of being able to step back and just see that happening, see those sort of trends or those thought processes happening. I know all of these emotions are very hard to control at the time when you're in the situation, but it isn't a foregone conclusion. And so being able to spot these patterns, or even sort of consulting someone else independent who you trust, can give you sort of a bit of a reality check. And then they say, oh, well, actually you're being carried away in the moment, or you're being greedy here, calm down a bit. Getting that sort of independent advice, in inverted commas, is a good way, and is a good way of realizing this and spotting this. And so by staying grounded in reality, understanding value, and being able to see the story and hype in contrast to the reality, will mean that you stay away whilst the bubble expands and pops for someone else, not you. And that is all for this video. Very short video on bubbles, but I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please check out my earlier videos flashing on screen now. I'm sure you'll like them too. And I will see you in the next video with another mental model. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.